great honor and for me, just a great privilege to have Congressman Quiegly here, Congressman Davis, and together, along with 4 other members of the Illinois congressional delegation here from Illinois, signing on to this letter to the President of the United States, urging him, as the letter states, let's get working now. We're here ready to roll up our sleeves and to get other members, not only of our Illinois delegation, but of our Democratic and Republican caucus in the House of Representatives. It's a good time. Things are moving forward. We know that Senator Schumer has had hearings during the month of May, June, and July. He is the new ranking member of the Judiciary Committee on Immigration in the Senate. He has suggested to us that he's going to be working on the principles of a bill so that we can kind of fill it in during the month of September. The Majority Leader, Senator Reid, has indicated that he will provide floor time for a comprehensive immigration bill during the latter part of the month of October or the beginning of November. He said it's his 3rd top priority, and when people question whether that's good enough, he says that's pretty good in the Congress of the United States to be among the top 3. So I want to put this press conference in a context in which we see progress, and we see work, and we see the fruits of our labor. Now, we have to do our job in the House of Representatives, bicameral system. And that's, I believe, what Congressman Quiegly, who, by the way, is a breath of fresh air coming to the Congress of the United States, a strong, passionate defender and supporter of comprehensive immigration reform. And, of course, I don't want to say how many years Davis has been collaborating, working on this, because he might not appreciate the number of years we'd have to attribute to it, but it's been for decades in which he has shown a very strong commitment to our Latino immigrant community, but also to coalition building in general. If there's a stalwart of coalition building here present this morning, it's obviously Congressman Davis, and so we thank him for his work. So things are going well in the Senate. Things are going relatively well in the House of Representatives. I'm happy that we have other colleagues doing the same thing around the country. We'll wait to see the fruits of their labor, but I'm always delighted to see what Illinois does. I thank you all for allowing me, especially our Reform Immigration Now Coalition, and obviously the Illinois Coalition here in the state of Illinois. Thank you very much. I'm delighted to share this podium with my colleagues from the Congress. Thank you.
I'm pleased to be here with all of you, with the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, as we really come to indicate and to say directly to our President that immigration reform must be dealt with and must be dealt with forthrightly and dealt with now. You know, every time I read the words of the young Jewish woman who wrote, "Give me your tired, your huddled masses, yearning to be free," the same kind of need for freedom exists today that existed then. Some of us, including myself, believe that immigration is an issue or a problem or a need to be solved. And if it's solved creatively, then it provides the same spirit that America has had, the same spirit that we can, in fact, be a citadel of refuge for individuals from all over the world who want a little bit of the goodness and greatness that has come to be known as the United States of America. And so individuals who are here need the opportunity to work, to become legal citizens, to become a part and be comfortable with being a part of this great melting pot that we call America. Our country, 'tis of thee. Not our country that would want to deny families the opportunity to be together and to stay united. Not the country that would want to bar and block individuals who are seeking no more than the American dream and have the hopes of helping that to become a reality. So I commend the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights. I look forward to working with Representative Quiegly on these issues. And I guess I look forward to just kind of hanging with Louis Gutierrez as we keep trying to do it. Thank you so much, and it's a pleasure.
It's ironic, but our nation seems to make its greatest leaps during its greatest times of threat. Here we are facing the greatest economic downturn in 100 years, and we're battling 2 wars. But we have an extraordinary opportunity to do something special here. With a Democratic Congress and a Democratic President of mind to do something that's right, this is the time to step up and move forward that which has been waiting a long time. Back to the historical context, let's recall something here. The greatest war this country's ever faced was the Civil War. And in the very middle of that, in November, in 1863, President Lincoln said something. Now, you can interpret it any way you want, but the way I interpret it was this. He said, look, 87 years ago, we said something. We talked about all being created equal, right? And with that comes certain rights. And he was saying, did we really mean it? Every once in a while, this country has to look itself in the face and say, did we really mean it when we talked about fairness and equity? And as we deal with these struggles across the world, in a uniquely small world now, we have to continually ask ourselves, how are we represented to the rest of that world? If we are to be the beacon of hope and of fairness and of equity, we have to act like that every day. We must be mindful of that as we go into this next session of Congress and what we want to be as a country. And I think the way to address that is to ask, what does comprehensive immigration mean? What does it mean to us and to the individuals involved and to the rest of the world? To me, it is about fairness, it is about equity, it is about the American way, its system of values. It is also about protecting our borders. It's also about helping our economy. It is about moving forward the way this country always had, gaining rights, greater freedoms, more equity. It has never been about moving the other direction. It has been a glacial pace at times, a painful pace that has taken too long for many individuals and many groups. But we need to ask ourselves, in the end, do we really mean it when we pledge the flag? Do we really mean it when at every game we somewhat without thought sing the national anthem? I think it's times like this that we step up and we mean it. Because this is not about splitting up families or doing something extraordinarily impractical with 12 million souls. It is not about pitting one group against another. It is about unifying. It's the United States of America. It's not this group versus that group or us versus everybody else. That's particularly important at a time of downturn when we face these challenges, because what you'll see here with the opposition, it is those who would play against our worst fears. It is those that would pit one group against another. That is not what we're about. That is not what comprehensive immigration is about. It's not why I came here. It's not why the public put me here. So we have our work cut out for us, but it is always part of a larger context, I'm proud to be part of. Thanks for your participation. Take care.
This means over half of the Democratic congressmen of the President's home state have urged him to pass comprehensive immigration reform as well this year also. The congressmen who have signed are Gutierrez, Davis, Quiegly, Rush, Schakowsky, Jackson and Hare. What we know and they know is that our broken immigration system requires workable solutions that uphold our nation's values and move our country forward.